Hello and welcome to this video on simplifying surds by division. So we've got 8 questions to get through, so let's have a look. So first, the dividing surds rules. So rule 1, if you've got root x over root y, you can write them all with the same surd sign and write as a fraction under the surd sign, which is nice. And rule 2 is if you've got a few coefficients out the front, you just put that fraction out the front and write the numbers under the square root sign as a fraction as well. And I think that's all the rules for those. So division isn't too bad. Let's check it out. Simplify these surds. So we've got our rules on the right-hand side of the page, and let's try it. So when there's a fraction out the front here, right? I'm looking at that bit. Okay, and I can see I could divide by 3 on the top and the bottom and just simplify that fraction, okay? Where's my ruler? Okay. So, let's do it. 3 divided by 3 on the top is just 1, and 21 divided by 3 is 7 on the bottom. Now, and simplifying surds, so square root 68, okay? So we're not even using the rules yet, actually, so don't stress too much about them. So it's root 68. Can we write that as a product of any of these square numbers over here? Okay, so I am looking at 68. Let's just go from the top. I should probably know my times tables better. 68 divided by 4 is 17, so that's nice. Let's use 4. So 4 times 17 under the square root sign. And then we've got, what have we got? We don't even need that 1 on the top anymore, so I'm just going to not write it. Root 4, root 17 over 7, and then you should be able to just write that a little bit simpler. Root 4 is 2 on the numerator. 2 root 17 on 7. Yes, okay. Whoa, that ruler. Okay, let's now have a look at this. So I'm looking at this again. I'm looking at this fraction out the front. Sort of like this step here. They group the fraction out the front. Not quite dividing surds by each other yet, but soon we will. So that fraction, I know that there's a common factor of 2 because they're even numbers. So I'm just going to write it. And I don't even have to write that 1 on the numerator. Right? 2 divided by 2 is 1, but I will. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Let's just grab that. And then I happen to know my times tables for this one, and I can write 108 as a product of 9 times 12. I'm not going to bother writing that 1 on the numerator. Root 9, root 12 over 9. Simplify under the square root. Root 9 is 3. And look at this. Are we finished yet? Are we finished? No, because we're always looking to simplify fractions. There's a common factor of 3. So we're not going to bother writing the 1 on the numerator. Root 12 on 3. And oh, that's a bad 3 then. That root 12 can be written as a product with 4 in it. So we're going to, sometimes it takes many steps of working, all right? So I'm going to write that as root 4 times 3 over 3. This 4 is a square number. And we're running out of page now, so that's nice. Let's just slightly, so I could, rather than even separating out the square root signs, I'm going to just write down straight away 2 times root 3 on the numerator on 3. That's our answer. Sorry, it's so small. Okay, so you're always looking to simplify fractions and simplify under that, and simplify fractions. Okay, can't talk today. All right, next one. Simplify these surds. Root 18 on 25. Looking at our dividing surds rules down here, I can see it's the first one. Let's just write it. I'm going to write it as root 18. Hang on. Is that even helpful? It is. It is helpful. Okay, so I'm going to separate it out because I can't simplify that fraction anymore. So I'm like, okay, nothing to do there. Let's try that. Now, looking at the square numbers over here, are any square numbers factors of 18? Yes, 9 times 2. Okay, and root 25 is a square number already. So root 25 is 5. Okay, now root 9 times 2, well, root 9, I'm just going to write it straight down, is 3, and we've got to keep that root 2, that 2 under the square root sign. So I'm just going to not even bother separating out my square root signs anymore, and just because I'm used to it. Okay, looks good. Now, root 12 on 144, looking under here, I can't make that any simpler. I'm going to use my rule 1 down here, root 12 on root 144, and I'm seeing a square number. I don't know about you. Okay. Oh, it's hard to draw. Okay, root 144 on the denominator. 144 is a square number. 12 is the square root. Root 12 on the numerator. Are there factors there? There is. Okay, 4 is a factor of 12. And on this line, root 4, I know is just 2, so I'm going to write it straight down, but I've got to keep that surd with the 3. Always looking to simplify. 2 on 12, divide by 2 on top and bottom, gives us 1/6. Okay. Now, how many more have we got? Oh, okay. Just 4 more. Let's do it. Root 18 on root 3. Now, don't write the division sign like that after your 7. We're going to just write it like this, over the top of each other. Root 18, can we write that as a, I think you know we can, a product of a square number? Root 9 is 3. Don't forget to keep your square root sign around that 2. And you can't take that any further, right? That's it. Okay. Negative divided by a positive is going to be a negative. So I'm just going to keep that negative out the square root sign. And root 50, can we write that as a product of any square factors? Maybe. Oh, this is a nice one. So have a look at these numbers. Which of these is a square number that could be a factor of 50? 25. Surds are fun. Okay, then root 25, 5. Root 2. Root 10, yeah, there's no square factors in there. Can't take it any further. Last couple of questions. Okay, looking at this. This is rule 2 down here. We're going to grab those and we're going to simplify them. May as well. 6 divided by 3. Remember that fraction sign means divide? I'm probably sounding like a broken record now. So 2 on the numerator. Now root 14. Is there any factors of that? Let me have a think about this. Oh, I like this one. Okay, root 14. Let's keep it as that. There's no factors. We've simplified that. Now, this rule works both ways, right? Which rule am I looking at? I'm looking at this one. So I can go from separating it out to putting it back under the square root sign, because I'm noticing here 14 divide 7 will give me a nice number. So I'll just show you what I mean. So we could write that as 2 root, 2 at the front, root 14 on 7. Okay. What's 14 divided by 7? 2. We're done. Last question. Look at the numbers out the front. -4 on 8, 4 is a factor. So negative divided by positive is a negative, and 4/8 is a half. And you know what? Look at that. I am thinking they don't have any square factors under the square root sign, but we can rewrite them. 30/6. Because that looks right bad. 30/6. Negative a half. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And you could, if you wanted to, write it as negative root 5 on 2. Same thing, right? And that's all that I have to show you. Next video, we're going to look at rationalizing the denominator and say goodbye to surds.